Your most pressing questions and comments throughout the week, your Doomsday 3, if you will. Next, here on Prepper Nation. Good morning, Nation. John here. Thank you very much for being here, supporting the channel, all that jazz we're actually going to be talking about. It's on the docket this morning, son. Thank you for being here. You usual suspect. And if you're brand new, welcome to Prepper Nation. So this is something we just started doing last week. I'm calling it the Doomsday 3 because, clickbaity fear porn, right? Doomsday. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Just buckle in. These are random questions and comments that come throughout the week. But they're like the hot topics, if you will. A lot of replies on these or pressing questions. The most important stuff. Now, this is going to come from a variety of videos. And just understand that I do read all of the comments. Every single comment that is left here at Prepper Nation, I read it. And that is, if you drop a great question or if you have a great comment, you may see it show up on Friday. So anyway, without further ado, I have to write them down because my memory's bad here. Number one, no specific order, right? How much food is too much food? Very basic question, but man, you could make an hour-long video out of that. I'm not going to do it. I don't have the time. I don't have an hour to spend on it, but we're going to talk about that, okay? It's an excellent question. I got a bunch of questions for you. I'm going to counter it with a bunch of questions, and then I'm going to give you my answer. All right, so first of all, how many people are you prepping for? How much food is too much food looks totally different if you live by yourself as opposed to having 7 or 8 people in your immediate family. You're going to need a lot more food. You understand what I'm saying? What is your budget? Budgets, I'm not trying to chase people away from prepping and say, man, it's too expensive. Don't get into it. Of course, I want you prepping and you can do that on any budget. However, when you're prepping gear and especially food and water solutions, budgets, they come into play. So it does matter how much you're stacking, what brand name, whether you're stacking MREs versus beans and rice and stuff like this. Consider the space that you have in your home. So again, I can't remember who left this comment, but everybody's home looks different. Some people live in apartments. Some people live in trailers. Some people live in 3-story homes / mansions from where I'm sitting at, son. People just have a variety of living conditions. How much space do you have in your home? Feasible space that you can use to put preps and stack things. Some people actually go the storage unit route, and it has advantages and disadvantages, but that's another conversation for another day. Is space a concern for you? Are you in a studio apartment, or do you live in a 2-story farmhouse, for example? Are you also producing? Militant Roots is always saying in chat, grow food, and I agree. Are you producing something? This does not mean you have to have 100 acres and you are producing enough for the entire community or half the community. Are you at least producing enough to kind of mix in with the stuff that you're buying, to kind of supplement, if you will? You should be at some point. What does your daily calorie content look like? How much are you consuming each day? Some people in chat will tell you they've scaled back to 2 meals a day or even 1 meal a day. Now, if you're going to do that, again, I'm sitting here on YouTube. I'm not a doctor. Consult your doctor first, especially if you got health issues to worry about. But, once you consult a doctor, it's not a bad idea to scale back and kind of acclimate your body to consuming less. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can get used to consuming less, during an shtf, you're actually going to be stacking. You're going to be dependent on less from the stack, I should say. You still want to stack it to the rafters, but you're going to be using less per day, per person. Are you on a special diet? Getting back into the health issue for a second. Do you have special dietary needs? Somebody yesterday said they had left a comment. I can't remember who it was. I'm so sorry. She had left a comment and said, how do we prepare survival food if we can't have that many carbohydrates, if we have to kind of steer clear? And, my reply to that would be growing stuff, fruits and vegetables and lean meats and things. You can get around carbohydrates, but it's going to be very hard to do with stacking your over the counter survival food and stuff like that. You may look into a freeze dryer if you have the space and if you have the budget for that, because you can really make that work. You can make the food last a very long time, and it's stuff that you normally eat. And are you considering pets with this question? How much food is too much food? Don't forget the pets. Cat and cat food, dog food, all the other pets. I guess rabbits and little nasty things. All they do is breed, son. Like the extreme left over here. But I digress. So realistically, if you're just getting your feet into prepping, shoot for 2 weeks. Food and water. All right. 2 weeks is enough to get through most of your SHTFs. That's not going to get you through a pandemic. 2 weeks is not nearly enough, but a pandemic typically occurs every 100 years. Although I've got my eyes on the WHO. I'm like, what y'all got? What are y'all scheming on now here, son? I don't trust them, but I digress. 2 weeks is going to get you through most things. Blizzard. It's going to get you through a tropical storm. It's going to get you through, a temporary power outage, this sort of thing. Once you get to the 2 week mark, then shoot for a month. You want to add 2 more weeks to that. You kind of step it up. You get to a month, then you're looking at 3 months. Okay, 3 months to 6 months. And then when you hit that 6 months, try and get an entire year worth of food built up and water. Once you hit that year mark, at least this is how we did it here. We started looking into survival food. We looked into MREs, and we do have some of just the standard military MREs, but we don't have a ton of them because they're more expensive even than survival food, and they don't last as long. They're very convenient though. So anyway, great question. Thank you very much for leaving it this week. Can't wait to see what questions we're going to have this week. This was actually a comment / question. And I'm paraphrasing here. Nation slipping, buddy. Shorter videos. Taking days off. What gives? Well, real life. We touched on this yesterday. I'm going to touch on it a little bit more. I'm putting hands on it today, son. Real life. I am not John at Prepper Nation 24/7. I don't leave the house wearing a Prepper Nation shirt. I don't film videos all day, lollygagging through town. Real life. I'm married. Miss Nation's awesome. I've got 2 kids. My kids are usually awesome when they ain't into stuff. They're fantastic. We have bills. We have to pay. I don't YouTube for a living. So if I'm slipping, I'm trying to earn money to pay bills, to level with you. Or, sometimes something just comes up and we're not going to be here. Or I just decide, it's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm exhausted. I just need a day off. This sort of thing. So, real life came up. I do everything, though. I try to here at Prepper Nation based on y'all's feedback. Seriously. The comments, the suggestions, how many thumbs up did this video get? How many? To give you a prime example, okay? If we're live streaming and there are 1,000 people in chat, I feel like I need to put a tie on when I say that, right? But there are only 300 thumbs up. As a creator, I'm looking at that after the fact and I'm thinking, well, either they don't want me to be live streaming or they don't like the topic that we're talking about. You understand? Because if only 3/10 of the people that are there are taking a half a second to shoot a thumbs up, they truly don't like either the format or the video content itself. So then I start to reevaluate, do we need to live stream as much? Do we need to be talking about different things? John, why do you never review gear? Because every time I do, 150 people show up to chat. And those 150 people, if they're in there, they can tell you, oh, yeah, anytime we review gear here, nobody shows up for it. So I try not to do it. What y'all do in terms of the thumbs up, in terms of the feedback and the comments and things, dictates what happens here at Prepper Nation. It's always been that way. Why aren't you on Rumble? Some people say, why aren't you on Rumble? I am. But again, getting back into it, I had a video just using this as an example. Had a video last week. Within the first day or so, it was sitting at 9,500 views. And then I jump on Rumble and there was like 121 views. There's nobody on Rumble. So I don't really, why would I focus on pretty much a dead platform? You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to juggle everything. I'm like everybody else here, folks. I'm not Superman. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm trying to juggle a full-time job. I'm trying to juggle being a husband, being a father, being on YouTube. I know that YouTube and Patreon, that comes with expectations. I enjoy doing it, but it doesn't leave a lot of time to juggle Instagram or Twitter or Rumble, or somebody had mentioned this new platform, this Twitter killer. I ain't got time to sign up for all that. I'm juggling the best I can right now, and I have to pick and choose. And I pick and choose to pay the bills via, the writing and the books and things. And I do the YouTube because I enjoy doing it, because I enjoy being here and chatting back and forth and stuff. That's why I'm always saying, I'm level with y'all. That's why I'm always saying, you don't have to agree with me here. Just be respectful, because I'm in chat. I'm trying to enjoy the experience just like everybody else. I ain't trying to get trolled. Trolling is literally the only way that you're going to get ghosted here at Prepper Nation. And honestly, with the social media, a lot of it, I've been backing away. I don't post very often at all on Instagram or Twitter anymore, because I just can't juggle them right now. I've got too much other stuff going on. And finally, a comment that I'll get before we close number 2 out here. And I see this probably 15 or 20 times a day. Not kidding. Go back through the comments and you'll see. It's hard to find your channel. I had trouble finding Prepper Nation this morning. I didn't get a notification for Prepper Nation. What's going on? Everybody wants me to tell them what's going on. And usually when they post the comment after the fact, they're not even subscribed to the channel. If you're subscribed to the channel, when you post a comment, it shows the red YouTube logo. A lot of these people are saying it's hard to find the channel. What's going on? You need to do better. And they're not even subscribed to Prepper Nation. I'm like, there's nothing I can do for you, son. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. This way you get notifications in theory, and shoot a thumbs up. I mean, this whole process, this is not something I normally hammer as a creator here on YouTube. I hate when other creators hammer on this crap on YouTube. Well, let's go over here and count eggs and shoot thumbs up. And I ain't going to do the gimmicky stuff. Ties excluded because I trolled my friend Marcus. But outside of that, I don't like all the gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? I try and stay away from being a salesman here on YouTube and all this crap. And I try and deliver it to y'all straight, and I'm giving it to you straight this morning. If you want to be able to find the channel, if you want regular content, if you want to help other people find the channel, care enough to hit subscribe, to hit the bell, and hit thumbs up. There's literally nothing on my end that I can do about it to make you be able to find it easier and quicker. You know what I'm saying? Again, you folks literally help me create content. So, if we have videos 3 or 4 days or whatever, and people just aren't shooting a thumbs up, they aren't feeling the vibe, nothing wrong with that. I'm just like, I'm busy. I'm going to take a day and I'm going to do some writing or do something else. People just aren't enjoying it so much this week, whatever. Y'all get it. So number 3, if I can read it, chicken scratch. What can we do about the coming all digital world? Wow. Excellent question. This needs to be its own video, but we'll cover it briefly here. So I'm going to take you to France. because not literally. Don't hold me to that. I'm not buying a bunch of plane tickets to France. Just journey with me through a computer, okay? I'm going to take y'all to France because they've been dealing with this stuff for a while. And some of their population, they have figured out clever ways to combat the all digital takeover, if you will, or the coming all digital world because they're already dealing with it in real time. Now, these are probably short fixes. These are probably not long-term fixes, but here's what they're doing. So grocery store shopping. Groups of 40 or 50 friends will show up to the same grocery store. I don't think they call them flash mobs over there, but get the idea. They get organized through social media. Hey, son, we're going over to Kroger or whatever it's called. We're going to shop over here today. We're going to do this once a month or once a week, whatever. They show up. They fill their buggies up with everything they need for the week or the month, whatever they decide. And then when they get to the front, if it's all self-checkout and they have one cashier open, they only have cash on them. They only bring cash. So they begin lining up, boom, 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 boom. And this forces the store to break down and put more cashiers out, from what I understand. And if it happens to be a store and they've got signs up saying we're not accepting cash anymore, these 40 or 50 people just literally leave the buggies sitting, filled up at the front. They're like, well, all we have is cash. We'll go somewhere else. These people are going into restaurants as groups. They're eating first, and they only have cash on it. So, when the person comes back with, now it's tablets and stuff, I've noticed at a lot of restaurants. We still have like the guest checks and stuff at certain places, but mostly it's tablets that you scan a card through, and they're just like, we only have cash. Well, this is a problem for the restaurant that is trying to go all digital, because what are they going to do? They're going to lose $400 or $500 here on this huge meal, or are they going to accept the cash? And they reluctantly are accepting the cash. They're kind of, I guess, snotty about it. When possible, people are filling their vehicles up with gasoline. Now, some places won't let you do it, others will, without prepaying. And then they'll go in and pay with cash. And the gas station's like, we don't accept cash. Well, we have a huge problem, because I just put $70 worth of gas into my vehicle, and I have the $70 right here. It's legal tender. It's legal currency. What are you going to do about it? You just going to give it to me for free, or are you going to break down and accept the cash? This sort of thing. What it boils down to, you have to stop enabling it. These people that are running the game, y'all know this. The people that are running the game are very evil. They have evil intentions. It's about control. It's about monitoring. We all know this. It's not groundbreaking news here, but many of us enable it. You ever rented a movie from Redbox? You ever self-checked out at Walmart? You ever went into a restaurant, fast food restaurant, and used the kiosk because you didn't want to wait 2 minutes on a cashier to come over, something like this? Every single time you do this, you are enabling an all digital future. It may cost you a little more. You know what I'm saying? If we stopped using Redbox, we would have video stores opening back up. But those are gone forever. They're gone forever, because Redbox is what, $1 a DVD or something, because they're cheaper and they're more convenient. People just flock to those, and they've given it away. People have given it away. And the people that are running things, the people that are pushing this all digital existence, they're only expecting minor resistance. They're not anticipating, 40 or 50 people being in a Piggly Wiggly in French. I don't know how you would say Piggly Wiggly in French, to be honest. They're not anticipating that many people showing up to the register and everybody's paying in cash. They don't know what to do. They're expecting minor resistance. But so did Bud Light. When you get right down to it, Bud Light expected minor resistance, and, it can be done. If you're willing to mobilize, you're willing to get the people together that you're willing to do things a cash-oriented way, it can be done. Use the power of cash while you have it. Otherwise, It is history, and it's probably going to be history soon anyway. But, do you just take a knee and go down, or do you at least try and swing a few times before you go down? Totally up to you. But excellent question. Thank y'all very much for being here for the Doomsday 3. That rolls off the tongue. I'll see y'all Monday morning. Take care and God bless.